What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back for your regularly scheduled programming. We are here in the building live back 10 p.m. to 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Sometimes we do some encore here on the channel, and we do have a Ling that is disruptive sometimes, but it's all good. Ling, she's just trying to get her stock information on. You know, and she likes the camera, and she likes hugging her dad. It's all good. It's all good. It's all good. Now, Ling, you know CPI data is tomorrow. You know it comes out in the morning, and the Nasdaq is down 0.57%. You know that, right? You know that, right? Right? Huh? Okay. Well, nonetheless, CPI does come out in the morning. It is showtime. It is essentially make it or break it moment for the markets, but AMC actually held up at a very key level today, and yeah, okay, big hug, and then go get your bite. Okay, go, goofball. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back in here, swimwear. In there like swimwear, baby. Coming at you guys live again. Nasdaq down 0.61%. S&P down about 0.5%. The light went off. I blame Russia. Cyber attacks again. You know, we're going to get back at them. It's all good. But, or the hedge funds. The hedge funds are Russia. You know, well, whatever, you know, you think, but. Yes, sir. We are back. Vlog. Jennifer Hendricks. Chris with the Win Lambo. Me Too. Cheese Chaser. Gregory Jones. Dan the Man. Lawrence. Cap. Hodling. Ergon. Xanax. Okay, let's go, baby. Holder of the shares in the house. Ling ABC before AMC. That is correct. She can actually count to 5. So, pretty damn good. Let's go, baby. Big Blue CNC. David Johnson. What it do, people? Give me a Bud Light, baby. Going once, going twice. Sold. Juan Sepulveda. What is cracking, my peeps from the ape community? We are in there like swimwear, ready to get this show on the road. Get this day going. Don't short the like button. That is exactly what I was thinking. You stole the words out of my mouth. Johnny Money, baby, what happened with cyber attack? I don't know, man. Them Russians, they're on some shit. Anonymous, though. I mean, they're coming. They're coming. Just like SpongeBob SquarePants in Bikini Bottoms. Yes. Is this too bright? CPI gonna wreck the market. Prepare for reds. Yes, CPI is gonna be a big problem. But it's interesting where we currently sit with the CPI. The CPI is expected to be very high. So I don't really think the CPI data in the morning is causing the markets to come down here in futures. I honestly don't think so. Thank you. I think it's more or less what we're seeing from okay, Ling. What's going on in Ukraine? Honestly, that was a pretty bad headline. You had the chemical weapons possible attack, and that's one of the main headlines right here. US, UK working to confirm reports of Russian chemical weapons attack in Mariupol. India's Modi avoids blaming Russia for war. That's pretty damn big. And you have more lockdowns from China. The key with CPI and the thing that will make you guys the most amount of money when you're trading, really just trading, you know, I'm a big fan of buying and holding stocks for the long term. Okay. Ling. Go. Buying and holding stocks for the long term, that's really the way to go for 95% of people. But for your trading journeys, you need to know market expectations. Just because a catalyst is expected or widely known, right, to be bad, which CPI, it's been bad for a long time. You could look at 4, 5, 6, 7, 8% inflation, like we're expecting about 8.3% inflation year over year, 0.5% month over month. It's not good. So it doesn't matter if it's good or bad necessarily. It matters what are the markets expecting. The markets are expecting... Oh, Ling. the markets are expecting high inflation, and that probably sounded really bad because the mic's right here, but that was not bad. Just so you guys know, that was not bad. Yeah, the markets are expecting a high CPI reading. So as long as CPI doesn't come in too high above that, you're gonna be just fine in the market. So that's gonna be the main key. Hard to say. The White House did, that's another big headline. White House says it expects inflation to be extraordinarily elevated in new report. And there was a lot of talks about potentially CPI was leaked. People were making that consumption and drawing that assumption from the White House today. But obviously that did not happen. So it's going to be important, you know, if inflation is expected to come in at like 8.3% year over year, if it comes in at 9%, really higher than 9%, that's where you're going to have a problem, but more so the month over month inflation. If that shows it's not slowing down, like you could see right here, core CPI month over month is 0.5%. If that comes in higher than 0.5%, you know, 0.7% or something along those lines, that's where the markets are really going to take a hit to the downside. So that's going to be very important. But good birthday, my bro. Good day. Made some money. There we go, baby. Vlog made some money. That's always a good day on your birthday to make some money. Oh, man. That's a good one. Rico got AMC going to 88 on the 22nd. What do you think? I think Rico's entertaining, and I kind of like, you know, to a certain extent, like what he does. You know, I kind of like everybody for their own things, right? I like Short the VIX because he gets straight into the information. Reminds me a lot of, you know, what I do here on this channel. Mass Investor because he talks slick. Lou because he's funny. 8 Father because he fucking bullshits and you can't take anything he says seriously, right? Starts drama. Not good for the community, but topic for another video. Can you please take her downstairs? But nonetheless, Rico, you know, I like him for the hype man, but like, would I believe that? Would I like trade around that information? No. Is it an interesting opinion? Yes. The only reason why I ever watch any YouTube videos, like I watch like virtually all videos about stock market, analysts, you know, even other creators, right? And just a bunch of different people to get those opinions. So if that's his opinion, that is fucking peachy with me. That is great. Would I say like it's likely to happen? Probably not the way that it's said. You know, you can go off of a chart, technicals, all of that, but you know, you have to realize that the macro, what is going on with CPI? What are the market expectations? That is the main thing. You cannot get a technical breakout if the market trend is against you, for one, unless there is a catalyst. Keep this in mind. This is key. This is golden nuggets at its finest. Technicals do not work if the market trend is against you. If growth stocks are selling off, I don't care how picture perfect your technical setup is, unless there is an underlying cause for a move to the upside, you're not going to get it, right? So, you know, I do like the opinion, but, you know, technicals are only one piece of it, you know. It's very hard to make a claim just off of technicals, and that's mostly what he does, and I think he's good for that. But you really need to know like what else is happening, right? You gotta get the whole picture. I don't know. She's throwing a fit. Anyone else got a 2-year-old? We can trade. I'm just playing. That's my Ling Ling. That's my Ling Ling. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. What do you guys think about that? What did Nancy Pelosi buy today? I don't, man. Probably some Roblox. She likes Roblox. Some Amazon leaps. She got clapped on the last Amazon leap she bought. I watch all of them too, but I only invest my money in a couple of people that I follow. Yeah, I don't, you know, necessarily, you know, I've been doing this a long time too, so I don't like directly listen to anyone. I guess I like to pick out what I like from different people, and that really helps me to come to my own conclusions. Like, depending on what it is, there's always going to be a circumstance to pick different things out, and then figure out what makes the most sense with you. Like, I mean, I was talking about a recession 3 to 6 months ago. You're seeing people starting to talk about that. That's kind of like confirmation. If you had YOLO'd your whole portfolio when I first talked about a recession, you probably don't like me too much, right? Just, you know, I try to look out into the future as well. Lingering sounds how I feel in my portfolio drops, right? Yes. Oh man. For a minute in March, I was down. It was bad. AMC was at 13. DraftKings was at like 14. Everything was clapped. It was terrible. Rico makes a prediction every day. Yeah, I mean, I don't necessarily think there's anything wrong with that. You know, it all comes down to the concept of, you know, does it make sense to you? Like, you don't have to agree or not, but is it a plausible scenario that could come out? Like, if I sat here and said, we're going to see 5% inflation tomorrow, like, is that something that you could, like, understand at all? Like, does that make any sense? Or if I said we're going to see 20% inflation tomorrow, does that make any sense? None of those make any sense, right? So you can make predictions, and then if somebody had said that and I watched a video, I'd be like, that's complete bullshit. Like, what's your reasoning, right? Why do you say that? You know, so that's kind of the way that I look at it. I don't see anything wrong with predictions because I don't invest based off of other people's predictions, you know, I guess, to put it the best way. Holder of the shares. There now, go buy the damn girl the sippy cup. I'm going to literally record her, and I'm going to give her a sippy cup, right? I'm going to give her a sippy cup, and that's going to be the whole intro of a video. I'm just going to give her the sippy cup, and she's going to do this. Just push it away. No, that's what she does. It's so funny. Yeah, and let's just say bye-bye. But yes, I definitely will. I definitely will. Watch. That $2 is going straight to a sippy cup. Mark my words. And thank you for the support. Thank you for the support. You are great. White with the Rockets. Yeah. Let's fucking talk about AMC, baby. People want to buy puts on our favorite stock. I don't get it. And then you get days like today where the markets are clippity. I gotta work on that. But clippity clapped, you know, not looking so good, right? Nasdaq down over 2%. But what did AMC do, ladies and gentlemen? Up 2.63%. We closed above the 50-day moving average. This is confirmation. Like I said in the last videos, this is confirmation of this support level that we're probably going to hold. I still don't think CPI directly, you know, would have tanked the markets. I think the China lockdown news and the chemical weapons attack, that's what would really tank the markets coming tomorrow. You know, high CPI, nothing we had not already expected. Unless it comes in at like 9%, and it's going to be like, oh, that's a tough one, you know. But we did hold the 50-day moving average. Yes, even with the drop in after hours, the 50-day moving average on AMC is $18.35 per share. That is a very strong sign, especially on a very weak day in the markets. So if you got puts on AMC, not financial advice, but I would be scared right now. Me personally. I mean, tomorrow could be another red day, but that was a solid sign of strength, and I would not be betting against that reversal right now. SoFi was ugly. Yeah, SoFi is just an ugly duck, man. One of my favorite holdings. I think they're a good candidate for a buyout, and I think they're just a good stock in general. I could see a 10x in that stock in the next 5 years, but yeah, not looking so good right now. I support anyone that gives good info. I don't support clickbaiters. Yeah, I mean, coming from like somebody that has clickbaited before, let's just throw that out there. You know, there's a lot of sides to it. There's a lot of sides to it. Cause like for me, I like to make juicy titles so as many people get this information as fast as possible. People click on better titles rather than not, and it's not like a lot of the titles you see, like some shit is totally whack. Like sometimes I'll click on, I'm just gonna call them out, like finance news, people like that. I'll click on the video because of the title, and it has nothing to do with the title or the thumbnail. Nothing to do with it. Like if you can't skim through a video and see like what's going on, like you can't see any relevance to the title or the thumbnail, yeah, that's just bad clickbait. But you know, if you get like you know, AMC stock's gonna go crazy tomorrow, that's my personal opinion, and I do provide a valid opinion to why I think that is going to happen. You know, so in that case, it's like yes and no. Like I get it from all sides. And kind of just what I like to do, you know, you see a juicy headline, just skim through the video, see if they even say anything about it. But a lot of the times, you know, select people will just say shit that has no relevance, right? Man, must be a stoner with them titles. Yeah, okay, let me just vent on this real quick. I'm not somebody that really needs to vent like their opinions. I try to keep my opinions consolidated here to myself in my own well-being. But man, sometimes I've seen crazy titles and nothing to back it up. And I've actually commented on videos, like, you know, just different things. Like there was nothing about what you said. And I'll look at the comments sometimes just to get a laugh, and it's like, dude, you said like BlackRock did this or somebody else did this, and there's nothing involved, and people don't like that. Like that's not how you grow a community, right? This is supposed to be a community. It's supposed to be a resource to you guys, right? It's supposed to be somewhere where you can come get an unbiased opinion. Like everybody thinks the markets are gonna fall tomorrow, and they probably will. They might, right? But I'm still going to let you guys know my opinion. I might be wrong, I might be right. Doesn't even matter. I provided an opinion and facts to why I think that. Like the market expectations, all of that. And I think that's the most valuable thing out of, you know, clickbait or anything else. Like you know, if you get a good opinion out of a video, that's all I strive for when I look at videos. So that's all that I really try to incorporate in any video is why I think this, why I think it's likely. Could be wrong, could be right, but that's that, you know. But AMC, man, whoo, finance news is the worst. It's bad sometimes. I mean, if Rico is right, my 40 calls April 22nd will make me rich if it hits 86. I do think there's a big chance of, I mean, even look at today. Like, I've been calling out the 50-day moving average here for the last at least 2 days that I know of. And today we closed above it, like firmly above it. By the after hours move makes it not as strong, but we still closed above it by like what, 20 cents, something like that. So it's a pretty decent sign right there, especially because the markets were down so much. You know, so I don't know about specific prices, but I think you'll definitely have an opportunity to make money on those contracts. I don't know if we'll close above 40. You know, I don't know if this was a precursor to what's going to, you know, if shorts are going to cover or if you're going to see more FOMO come in. You really need to see catalyst for these big rallies. And kind of what I was leaning towards earlier in the day when I seen this move and the markets were dropping and AMC was ripping, like polar opposites as far as the charts are concerned. You know, I've kind of been getting in this mentality that you're seeing so many news catalysts. Like Warren Buffett buying Activision and Elon and Twitter, all these other huge catalysts, right? Or even AMC the first time when they bought Highcroft and other things like that. You'll see weird movements in the stocks leading up to that, and you'll see a lot of weird option activity. So that's kind of what I was looking into a little bit more. The data was not fully refined at the time to get that information. It just really wasn't available. But that might be right. These guys, they talk, right? That shit can spread out very quickly before it's actually out on public feeds of they're buying XYZ company or something else. If a catalyst like that comes out, especially on a red day, you're gonna see a lot of momentum into AMC stock, and this might have been a precursor to that. I mean, shit, I hope it is. That would be solid. That would be solid. What's your target price tomorrow that makes you believe it'll go crazy tomorrow? It's not like a target price. It's really based off of what we've seen today. The divergence. The stock market was terrible today. AMC actually started to rally towards the second half of the day, and the fact that I think a lot of people underestimate that most of the CPI data is priced in. So it's like, when it's not priced in and something happens, like imagine this, before Russia and Ukraine happened, let's be extreme here, let's go fucking balls to the walls. Russia nuked Kyiv before anything happened. Oh, the markets would have fucking panicked, right? You probably would have lost 30, 40, 50% immediately, like within 2 or 3 days. That's World War III, right? But if that were to happen now, you're gonna get some pain, but it's more so expected than just randomly, right? It all comes down to those expectations. So if it's not as bad, which I don't think it will be because it's already expected to be bad, then you're probably gonna see a lot of those risk-on stocks start to rally. Now, a lot of this move, like I said, here in futures, Nasdaq down 0.52%, oil up almost 2%. I think a lot of this fear move is actually due to the chemical weapon attack, but mostly the Chinese lockdowns. And the U.S. State Department orders all non-emergency government staff in Shanghai to leave as COVID surges. So I think it's a lot of external things. The CPI is definitely going to weigh on it, but I think overall the CPI will be a net positive, as long as it's not higher than 0.5% month over month, which is 6.6% year over year. Really, as long as it's not 0.6% month over month, that would be 6.6% per year, or for the rest of the year. Then you're gonna be pretty much good. I mean, if CPI were to come in at like 1% month over month, yeah, you're gonna feel quite a bit of pain in the markets tomorrow. But I think you have offsetting factors there, like used car prices are down, rent prices have not fully started to impact CPI. A couple other of the smaller, less known factors that don't really play a huge role in CPI, but there's quite a decent list of things that are captured in CPI. Some of those are not really reacting, not really going up in the same way. It's really food prices, commodity prices, food prices, and energy. That's what's really going to make the print higher. But something like used cars, which is top 3 for CPI, it's come down dramatically. And freight prices, that's another one that has come down dramatically. So I think there's some offsetting balances there that really draws me to that conclusion. But I mean, overall, I've seen so many comments, like when I say anything about inflation being like whatever, 8%, people are like, it's 15-20% for sure. And I 100% agree with that. But the markets do not care. They only care what the data says. We all know it's 15 to 20%, but if not higher than that. So looking to buy more of that LNOP if it gets below my average cost. Oh, I'm right there. Why do people say that? I guess I missed out on the whole LMNOP thing. I'm like out of the loop. Look at the constant hit remover. report as spam. Oh yeah, with the clickbait. Oh, it's terrible. It's terrible. I just laugh. Like it's oh my god. I like, dude, you can clickbait me as long as you provide me some kind of opinion, or if you're making a direct saying in the line, like BlackRock did XYZ, or Citadel did. I want to know what the fuck Citadel did. I don't give a shit about, like in my case, went crazy, or BlackRock sold out. Like, I want to see what the fuck did BlackRock sell out of, right? I don't care about anything else in the title. I don't care if you clickbait me at all besides that. As long as I see, what the video is about, and I actually get that message delivered and that fact or opinion or whatever, then I'm good. But some people just don't do that. Not everybody. Some people do, hit you with a little bit of clickbait and then do provide that. And then there's some other channels like New York Angelo. I like that he's quick. He gets his fucking saying out and all that, 4 or 5 minutes. That's cool. Like, I like that. But a lot of the stuff he says is very old, right? Like from like June or July or August, and it's not really relevant now because things change on a day-to-day basis. But I do like to see what he says, especially with the hedge fund stuff that he does cover. A lot of that's newer, right? But some other things are just like, I fact checked it before, and some things are like a year old, and it's like, I don't know if that's as relevant now, but since we're just talking. But oh, to fuck up the algos. That's what I thought. That's what I thought. Yeah. Yeah, like look at like other stocks. look at oh, what is it? What's the runner that was like 200% today? It wasn't Vivo, it was Voozy? Is it Voozy? Voozy? Yeah, wasn't it? No, it wasn't Voozy. What was it? Something with a V. Wasn't it with a V? I got it on here. Notification somewhere. That thing just ripped. It was crazy. Facebook is beginning to test tools for selling digital assets and experiences within its virtual reality platform Horizon World. Oh my god, dude, Facebook is, jeez, that's a tough one. Facebook is, I don't like the politics with Facebook, but man, it's definitely attractive on a balance sheet cash flow basis. But Vuru, yeah, Vuru, there we go. That one went crazy today. What? I wanted to trade it after, I think, the second halt. I first seen it when it was up like 80%. That thing just launched and kept going pretty much. I wanted to buy some puts on it, but I was, Bag of apples went up 40% from last week. Yes, sir. Because of screwing up Citadel's. Yeah. Them algorithms are something else. I'm learning this from Thomas J. out of the UK. Yeah, I like Thomas too. I wish he wouldn't do as much of the Reddit stuff. It's cool, but somebody needs to get into the macro. I feel like Thomas would be good with the macro. Start covering like the whole picture. But I like everybody for their own reasons. Don't let me sit here and sound like an asshole. Somebody say something. Tell me if I'm sounding like an asshole, because that's not what it's supposed to be. What do you think about SEAC? I feel like we're just using codes for everything now. Yeah, if you guys have any tickers you want or text stat on, or an opinion on, I don't. Some of these like these kind of stocks, especially ones that have very low trading activity, I don't know too much about them. Like it has very low activity. It's cheap. It's definitely looking pretty cheap. And it can run. These stocks are kind of one of those things where you know, maybe put buy 100 shares. It's gonna cost you what, $108 right now, $109 to buy 100 shares right now. If the stock goes crazy, year 2, 3, 4, 5 down the line, you could make tens of thousands of dollars off a $100 investment. But especially with some of these low market cap companies. Ling ling, ling 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 ling. I love you. I love you. Okay, okay. So let's go. Okay, go, young one. Chinese baby. Okay, yeah, but you know, one of those where you just kind of set it and forget it, and that's actually a really good strategy in my personal opinion. If you can do it cheap, don't put your whole portfolio into it. Not financial advice, do whatever you guys want, honestly. But you know, I did that with Microvision at 28 cents. I had bought 400 shares at 28 cents, so it was over $100. But that thing at the peak turned into over 10 grand, a little bit over $100 put into it. So some of those can do very, very well if you just hold them for a long time. But it's not something I would like put a time frame on for a squeeze or a rally to the upside or something. Look at Sen on the weekly chart and zoom out for a good time. Sen is a highly talked about one. You can never sound like an asshole. All you can do is gather as much information as you can and make your own damn decisions. Exactly. That is 100% true. 100% true. Mullen, thoughts? Well, there was that short report, but Mullen has been acting very I'll call it sporadic. I don't know if there was a catalyst today that actually caused that move to the upside, but the stock was up like 10% at one point. Oh, I gotta follow. I'll follow you too. Doesn't look like there was a tweet. Was there news that caused the 10% move at one point today? Yeah, like no news, but the stock just rips at points. You know, we've talked about this stock for a long time. It's one of those things. I have not done anything else with my position. Like, it's still the same. I haven't added anything to it. 500 shares. I sold 5 covered calls for $5 expiring July 15th. Up $245 on those, up 50.52%. And yeah, all in all, once these expire, I'll have made 100% profit and about $1,300 profit on top of that. But only a $300 investment. Ling Ling, Ling Ling, give me. Thank you. Thank you. You know, it's so cheap. You know, $600 million that I would start a position now so you don't miss out if it does rally, but I wouldn't really load up too heavy on it right now. Maybe I would buy leaps. Maybe that's the best way to actually trade it. If they do start to perform and deliver vehicles in the next year or two, those leaps could do very, very well. But I think there's a decent chance here in the next 6 to 12 months, the markets are going to hit lower lows and you might have a better opportunity to pick it up. But I personally would want some exposure to it, but I don't put too much pressure on it if that's, you know. Boss Blunts, you listen. Who is that? I think I've seen a video of his, or I think that's the person I'm thinking of. But BBIG, please. Oh, I got you. BBIG, I have those leaps on. BBIG is just, we know there's the catalyst coming. It's like not one of those things you can time down to a day or a week, but you know a catalyst is coming. So, you know, it's going to be key. Yeah, but the the BBIG data, yeah, you're looking at almost 16% short interest of free float. Cost to borrow max at 67.61%. Utilization 100%. Cost to borrow 48.94%. Now, pay attention to this correlation between utilization and cost to borrow max. This, cost to borrow average, cost to borrow max, kind of just, I kind of look at it as the same thing. But the utilization is, that meaning that there's like virtually no shares that can be lent out, or people are not willing to lend those shares out. Now, the cost to borrow max, if you're lending out stock, that's basically the rate that you would get paid to lend out those shares. So if the cost to borrow rate, or the average cost to borrow rate, is 45 to 67%, why would you not lend out your stock for those kind of rates of interest? Well, it would be because you would expect a larger move at some point into the future. So you see a really good correlation with that on BBIG, and short interest is good. Shares that are sold short of 27.64 million. Let's look at the option activity. Sometimes that can give you a glimpse into what's going on, and look at that. All of it for the day has been call activity. July 15th, $3 call for $31,000. July 15th, 250 call. Oh, what the hell did I just do? 250 call for July 15th, coming in at $26,555. May 20th, $2 call for $42,750. And you also did have a position that was placed April 6th from expiring May 20th for the $2 strike at $27,000. So positive order value of 100% over the past week, and over the past, days, and really the last weeks and months have been bullish for BBIG, and it all comes down to that catalyst that will squeeze shorts out of their positions, especially if the markets are at a low. When that comes out, it's going to be really, really good. But the sentiment day for the short interest was March 31st as well, so not too long ago, and that came out at 16.28%. Actually, what is I didn't notice, did AMC's SEC one, FINRA one must have came out. Did I not notice that? Yeah, okay. For the 31st, March 31st, it came in at 19.68%. Yeah, and the stock has got way shorted since then, so pretty good. Cost to borrow max at 6.56% for AMC, and AMC's utilization has been at 100% for so damn long. Oh my god, that thing just does not budge. That thing does not budge at all. It was D-Easy bought 30% of Mullen. Here's $2 for the whiskey. Oh yeah, win Lambo. Win Nanny. I could use it. I could use a little whiskey. What's your thoughts on Neo gap filling down to 15 this week? I had bought calls on Neo earlier in the day, and I mean we rode that thing pretty much all the way to positive. Made like a 56% gain. Nothing too crazy. Neo is in a very interesting category there. They got lower delivery numbers because of the lockdowns, and that will likely affect them and then hold a lot of weight to their business. If they have good China news, like the audits are finally gonna go through, it's gonna be really, really good. Yo, Ling Ling, sippy cups for everybody. You want a nanny? Hopefully a hot one. Come on, go. Go. Ling Ling. You're funny. Go. Go, Ling Ling. Go get a bite. But yes. Do you have any thoughts on ATER? Yeah, but the $15 gap down level, it comes down to the whole China stuff, and you are making it's getting more bullish. China is changing rules so they can start to audit some of these companies, or at least getting closer to that. and they have fallen a lot. So I wouldn't bet a whole bunch of money on it. But if you think the markets are going to sell off in general, I think you have some level of comfort there because China is heading further into these lockdowns. So that's not going to be a bullish thing anytime soon. We just got news about the China audit situation, so you're likely not going to get any more positive news about that. And if there's a lot of instability in our markets, there's not too much you can say for a positive case on NEO, but it is very low. And I think at these prices, especially at 15, it's going to be like, for a lot of people, why not buy it at those prices? I'm not a fan of China. I think it's uninvestable, but that's the two-side opinion there, I guess. We might have to add SoFi to the HODL list. Oh, SoFi is great. SoFi, oh man, SoFi is going places. Appreciate it, Tyler. Thanks. I appreciate you, brother. Yeah, ATER. I've seen people talk about it. I don't know anything about it, to be honest. I don't know. I really don't have a huge opinion. It's one of those stocks that have fallen a lot, it looks like. The reverse split, I don't see any of those reverse split signs down here. I don't follow it like that, though, so it might have done something like that. But with a cheap, at these prices, it's like the 100 share method. It's going to cost you $400 to buy 100 shares. If you go back to the lows in March, you're going to lose 50%. You're going to lose $200. You could possibly make more than that, though. These trades are not something I would put a lot of money in unless there is a solid underlying business that is getting better. And, I can't make that conclusion off of this right now. But that's why I like to talk highly about AMC, because it's a solid business. It's not going anywhere, and it's getting better from this point on, I think AMC is only going to get better from this point on. Like, it depends on the movies that come out, obviously, but I think it's going to have solid profit margins comparatively to before. You guys know AMC was hardly ever profitable, like, on a percentage basis. Like, even its competitors were like 3 times more profitable. That's because AMC is the longest running movie theater chain, especially at that scale. And they had a lot of theaters that were not quite up to par, that were not making money, that were losing money. And it's one of those things where you just kind of you just try to forget about it as a business. There's a lot going on a day-to-day, but yeah, AMC, if they could get to like 6% profitability like a Cinemark is, or was during 2018, the most recent good year, then it would be really, really good, and we'd be talking about a totally different fundamental valuation here. Yeah, it's these reverse splits. So you typically want to stay far away from these stocks that have done a lot of reverse splits. I don't know if you guys are talking about the fact that it says it was $17,000 before, or what's going on in the short term. But anything that has had a reverse split, that is not like a well-established company that has a chart like this, just stay away from it. Just like, that's not financial advice, but that is just sound investment principles. Just, not worth the risk. Yeah, not worth the risk. Like, what is it? There's a couple of them like that are crazy. I think it's Tops. Is it Tops? Maybe this one that's just had so many reverse splits. It's wild. Yeah, like look. Like, dude, this is a chart you want to stay far away from. Like, it says the share price was $1 million before because it's had so many reverse splits. Like, terrible. Just not good at all. And the only reason companies do reverse splits is to stay on the stock market, stay on the the NASDAQ or a lit exchange. You have to stay above $1 for 2 weeks out of the year, or you will get delisted. So always keep that in mind if you guys are investing in these cheaper stocks that are less than $1. They have to stay above $1 for 2 weeks out of the trading year. So if they can't do that, like it looks like Topps did, and they have for a while, so you haven't seen a reverse split since August of 2020 because they've remained above $100 for at least 2 weeks out of the year. But if shit gets bad and they're not able to do that, then just I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan in general. But CNN and it, yeah. I remember I lost my shirt with Sprint when it split. Oh yeah, Sprint's a funny one. Sprint's a funny one. Yeah, my Sprint's some shysters. My child's mom, I had paid her phone bill the one time, and then her phone had broken. She didn't have the money to pay for it. At the time, it was like $700, $800. I paid the bill one time. That's it. And they charged me the whole phone price. I called them up like, no way in hell I'm paying this. You guys know that, right? I paid it one time. And I'm like, you got the wrong guy. I'm not the one you send this bill to. And then they fixed it. But, well, they said, in the terms and service, when you pay somebody's phone bill with a credit card, we can come back and charge your card if they don't pay it. I'm like, yeah, not my problem. Not my problem. Damn, come on, Tyler remembers this company had been around since the 1920s. Yeah, it's crazy. What kind of cheddar you're buying? No, you got to stay above $1 for 10 consecutive days. Is it 10 days? Yeah, I knew it was something like that. Like 2 weeks. That's what I had heard was 2 weeks, but 5 days would be like 2 weeks. 10 days would be like two full weeks basically, right? Because there's 5 trading days a week. Ortex on T. T is just AT&T. They did the merge today with Discovery. I'm not sure how it played out, honestly. I believe didn't you get free shares of Discovery and that went up a lot, or vice versa? It kind of evened out when it came down to it. Like this one lost, or the other one lost, this one gained, and vice versa. Okay, let me ask you guys. Does anyone use Fubo? Does anyone like Fubo? But we'll look at the Ortex right now for AT&T. Does anyone like Fubo TV? And why do you like it if you do? Short interest at about 1%, 0.96%, 68.32 million shares are sold short. Cost bar max of 2.73%. Utilization of 0.65%. Days to cover 0.32. Insiders. Actually, it's pretty even. 7.07 million buys in the last 12 months. 10.17 million sells in the last 12 months. So that's not bad. I mean, that's not terrible. That's surprising. People were actually buying AT&T. Wow. I'm actually shocked on that. But they've been paying a dividend for quite a bit. But I believe they cut the dividend today with the split. Standard, it's just 10 consecutive days, which equal 2 weeks. Yeah, yep. You get delisted, you go to the OTC. And if you're on Robinhood, I had this happen to me with a stock. If you go to OTC and you are on Robinhood or a brokerage that does not support OTC, you will lose your money. You will lose your money. They will take it. Robinhood probably just takes it, sells it on the OTC, and just keeps the money, honestly. Because I had that happen with Stemline Therapeutics to me before. And, like, maybe, I know Webull, you can search OTC stocks, so let's see. Stemline. Yeah, is this it? Yeah, bro. Yeah. They gerb me. They gerb me. For real. Yep. Yeah. I never got paid for it, though. It was a very small amount, but I was like, wow. They hoed me. Yep. Maybe they went private. Something happened with it. I believe they went to the OTC, though, or they, delisted down. Because, like OTC markets are like the Wild West of investing. Like, you don't have to report earnings on the OTC. There's very little requirements, basically none, besides, it's frowned upon to do like pump and dumps, like you can go to prison or whatever, but other than that, there's really not too many criterias to be an OTC listed company. Like, you don't have to report earnings, so it's very hard to try to value some of these companies that are on OTC. Some are good, though. I mean, some do their thing, like European stocks, things like that. You can really only buy them on the OTC for some of them. Like Flutter Entertainment, that's one that I want to buy to balance out my DraftKings position, because they own Fanduel. So I got a decently sized DraftKings position that's down quite a bit. Fanduel has the largest market share of digital gambling for sports activities, things like that. Fanduel has like 60% of the market share alone, but they're a UK based company, and they've talked about doing a spin-off, and it would basically give you free shares of Fanduel to list on the NASDAQ. It would be a crazy win as far as investing, but they're an OTC stock. But they do follow, they report quarterly, things like that. They pretty much play it good. But this stock's beaten up. I think it's very, very, very attractive at these valuations. At $109, it's got a super small market cap too. For price. Evergreens is back on his bullshit. We love you, Evergreens. Guess Moas is next month. I don't know, man. Maybe. You see how AMC just moved today? It was like it was breaking down a dance on the dance floor. That thing had no chill. That thing had no chill towards the end of the day. The S&P was just falling, and AMC was just tearing. You guys see we closed under the 50-day moving average as well on the good old S&P 500. So we are officially in no man's land. No man's land. It's going to get very, very weird here very quickly. But you guys see this? What the hell is this? Can somebody explain this to me? AMC jugging and moving. Look at the NASDAQ or the S&P just not playing along. These are polar opposite charts. S&P straight down. AMC straight up. That shows a lot of strength. That shows a lot. Oh, he's so cute. He's a big girl. Say hi. Say hi. I'm a bad baby. Bad baby alert. Bad baby alert. Bad baby alert. Okay, go. Look, go get a bite. Go get a bite. You got chicken and cheese roll up. We broke out of the falling G wedge today. I know you have been saying that. You have been saying that. Picture perfect. I couldn't ask for anything better than what we've seen today. I've been religiously talking about the 50-day moving average, that if we close under it today, then you got a better chance of not falling back down to 15. If we close above the 50-day, then you probably got a decent chance of heading back up above, you know, close to 20, 21. It's a very important level on no matter if it's AMC or any other stock. It's a very key level. Like you guys can see, you know, we struggled to really break above the 50-day right here for about 5 minutes, you know, after we had been above, finding some support, broke under, struggled a little bit, bounced up, nice candle above, nice clean break, come down, retest, get far above it, come down, retest multiple times. Like all of these candles were testing the 50-day on the 1-minute candlestick chart, and then you break away again, and then you come down here and briefly go under, and then but the whole time you're finding a lot of demand, right? You can see the bottom of these wicks are the low you hit on this minute, and where it came back up and ended, right, where this bar is at the bottom, right, this red part starts, that's where it closed the candle. So it did go down, but these wicks got bigger and bigger and bigger every time. So it would come down and then retrace back up, come down, retrace back up, and that is, you know, technically a bullish formation, especially if it's around you know, key level. You just broke under a key level, you're not going straight down under that. I can honestly, I mean, maybe make a video about candlestick patterns. I think that's pretty important if you're watching like 1-minute candles or anything like that. But you can see just how important the 50-day moving average is. That's why a lot of my scalps for the S&P, or just you know, some of the degenerate shit I do is focused around the 50-day moving average. That's a huge key. And on the daily and the 1 minute, because this is the 1 minute, and look at all these tests, and we held the 1 minute all the way through close. Like very, very impressive what we've seen today, given what the markets were doing. Definitely did not expect that. And all the volatility this morning as well. I mean, this thing ripped out the gate, came straight back down, tried to rip again, came straight back down, and then a periodic just burst of activity. And then we got the tear. But polar opposite charts. I mean, like, you couldn't have more different charts than AMC and the SPY towards the end of close. Very impressive. Very, very impressive. Never be a bad baby, remember that. She's so funny. She's so funny. She just grabs everything. She just grabs everything off the table, off just everywhere. Just to like she'll look at it and then just throw it. Like I think a lot of the time her main goal is to destroy space of area, like my room, as much as possible in the least amount of time. I swear to God. I think that's her goal. She's great though. I just let her do it for the most part and then pick up after her, because you can't really discipline a kid like that. That's 2 years old. They don't understand. It doesn't do any good. You know what I used to have to do? You know what my discipline was? Writing sentences and standing in a corner for like hours. And scrubbing walls, floors. I used to have to scrub the couch too. That was fun.
She took my AirPod.
Ling! You're a ling-a-ling.
Hey. That's not yours.
You're a ling-a-ling. You're a ling-a-ling.
No, she's putting it in her ear. At the end part.
Let me see. 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 Look, I'm putting it in your ear. Put it in your ear.
They're dead right now.
AirPod. There you go. You're styling. Real 21st century like of you. Here you go.
Let me see.
Get your Apple products, child. Kneeling in the corner for me. Oh, man. Uh-huh. It was tough. It was tough. Punishment was kneeling in the corner, facing the wall. I hated that. Cause then I would like lean up on the wall and like try to close my eyes and go to sleep standing. And then I'd get yelled at. Stand up. Don't touch the wall. Stand up. I'm like, oh man. Looking back, I just should have said, fuck this shit, I'm leaving.
Hey.
No, I was a pretty decent kid. At least when I was younger. So I turned into a teenager. But that's one thing I always respected my mom. You know, I never, like some of my friends at the time would like disrespect their moms. I mean, dads weren't really in a lot of people's pictures in Flint, but you know, the moms, a lot of people didn't even respect their mom, and that's one thing. Like I just don't believe in that, disrespecting your parents. But man, them kids can get bad. Little preteen kids, little young teens, even older teens. Just tell her teacher you live next to St. Nizer says bad words at school. Got me by. Oh man. You can never leave. You got Ling Ling and Jing Jing. You better take the best care you can of those kids. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Whoop by the extension cord. Hurt worse than the bell. Oh man. Oh man. My grandma, yeah, she would do the bell by the extension cord. Oh man. She had one of those like paddles with the holes in them, so they don't catch the air. Just But I mean, I learned real quick. Like, don't get caught, or like just get the hell out of there. Like go somewhere else. or when they would yell like once, just learn to pay attention and stop doing what you're doing. That shit was not fun. Had my German Shepherd, Wolf, always show something to deal with. Oh, I bet. Wolf, German Shepherd, that's, I mean, I see them and that they look, I don't know, like they might get you. I got what with belt, broom, cables, branch, water hose, rake, and fly swatter, you name it. Oh, I got turned, okay. Big Blue's like, man, I got my ass whooped, bro. I got my ass whooped. Y'all talking about corners. I got my ass whooped. So my shit hurt. I feel you, bro. I feel you. It's hard out here for them kids, man. Just, you know. Slash cram his arm. Oh, fuck. That shit is tough. Don't miss that. Don't. I mean, I would totally go back to being in like high school though. Like if I could go back to like high school and just redo everything, man, I would be rich by now. I'd have been buying Facebook and Apple and Microsoft back then. Imagine that. You'd have a fat ass portfolio right now. It would have been great. Don't play around. Oh, hell no. Between average volume and current volume. Average volume is over, you know, a period of time. So like 2 weeks, a month. Like if AMC had just call it 20 million average volume, that would be like throughout every single day the average volume was 20 million, right? And then you can kind of see where kind of where a pattern starts, or if there's higher volume, or if you're starting to see higher volume, and then you can kind of put together, like, is there a catalyst to go with it? Is there a catalyst plus a technical breakout? Is there a high short interest? Things like that. But current volume would be like for the day. Yeah, would be like for the day. Good question, though. That was a great question. Junior high school in 1972. Yeah, it was difficult to trade stocks back then. You had to, like, call up a broker. Oh, man. I am here, holder of all my shares. I'm proud of it. I believe in all my stock. There we go. You got to. You got to. All right. Well, that's gonna do it. I gotta hit the hay. We got CPI at 8:30 in the morning. That comes quickly. But Nasdaq futures down about 0.41%, S&P down 0.37%, Dow down 0.28%. Don't get fooled by the futures. We could have a substantially green day tomorrow or a substantially red day tomorrow. Really, the markets, depending on what the CPI data is, if the markets kind of blow it off, the chemical weapons attack will be somewhat important, and then COVID in China will definitely be important if there's new updates around that, or anything else. But on top of that, the next thing is going to be the bank earnings, and that's going to be more important than CPI in my personal opinion. Could be a real shocker if people are not going out and spending money as much, if there's less savings in accounts, if there's more debt on balance sheets. You're going to get a lot of information, and it's going to be a whole breakdown in and of itself. It's going to be probably a good portion of a video, but it's very, very important, and that's kind of going to set the tone for the rest of the year. Are we getting closer to a dangerous level for the consumer? Are we possibly facing a recession here by the end of the year? Right now, it's only about 27% chance of a recession by the end of the year. If that probability goes up higher, you're going to see a lot of carnage in the markets. If it's all good, you gotta, the next couple of months here to go on a rally. So, pretty interesting. We're living in crazy times. Do not forget that anything could change. Position lightly, and you will be good to go, baby. Follow the trends, all that good stuff. If you guys want to come trade with us live in real time, link down below in the pinned comment of the last video, or in the description of this live stream. Nonetheless, you guys enjoy the rest of your night, and I'll see you in the next one.